Hello and welcome, this is GG Your Face, and now I'll be talking about a game between LiquidTLO, the little one, versus LaLush. TLO is playing as the blue Terran at the upper right hand corner, and LaLush is playing as the red Zerg in the lower left hand corner. As most of you do know, LiquidTLO did play the beta and he was random throughout most of it, and he decided to stick with Terran because his Protoss win rate wasn't that high and he preferred Terran. LaLush is a Swedish player. He actually writes for a newspaper on esports, and he does cover the Starcraft 2 section for them. So both these players are relatively well known, and both players have great styles, and we will see them compete. This is inside a tournament. I believe this is either the semifinals or the quarterfinals. At the moment, LiquidTLO is grabbing his refinery before as the barracks is going up, and LaLush just has put down his spawning pool. A lot of Zergs, they would like to put down the extractor before the spawning pool because that will enable you to get enough gas for your metabolic boost upgrade for these Zerglings, but he's doing a little bit different. And this one drone is trying to harass that SCV, but the SCV is actually inside the building, and that drone is actually hitting the building right now. And the drone is scouting inside the base as this Overlord is going to see the SCV come around, and the drone is still deep inside the base of LiquidTLO. The one Marine is coming out, so the drone will have to make his exit relatively quickly. I think right now what LaLush is trying to do is trying to prevent the Terran player, LiquidTLO, from putting down any buildings and to prevent the wall off, and I think he should probably leave soon if he doesn't want to lose his drone. One Marine does spawn at the moment. An extractor is going up for LaLush inside the base of the Zerg player, and he's going to grab the extractor. This is very good because an extractor only costs 25 minerals, and when you cancel it, I believe you only lose 7 or so minerals. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, guys. And a factory is going up for LiquidTLO as one Marine is working on the extractor. The extractor is almost finished, and he cancels it, and he builds another extractor. This way, a lot of Zerg likes to do this because they can delay the gas quite significantly, and by delaying the gas you are limiting what your opponents can do, and at the same time LiquidTLO is preventing LaLush from putting down the drone. Very, very good play, but the SCV does go down, and now LaLush will be able to put down that hatchery as he please. Let's see if LaLush will cancel again, and yes, he does cancel, and he does get it up in time, even though one SCV did come in to try to build a refinery just as he was building the extractor. Once again, very, very nice micro there by LaLush. LaLush has stopped grabbing his gas for some reason. He got 44 of the gas. Oh, now he's putting additional drones on the gas, having some Zerglings trying to test the wall of LiquidTLO, and he's going to try to take out this SCV here, but this Marine's overlooking the SCV, will be able to protect it. Extractor gone up once again. LiquidTLO not able to get his gas at all, and let's see if he's going to cancel it again or let it build this time. As in, I think he did try to do it again, but the SCV came over and he did cancel it for some reason. He built a refinery and then he canceled it immediately. And a couple of roaches being built, one roach being built. I think there was, there are no roaches just yet. One queen. If we took a look at the unit composition, we have 19 SCVs to 21 drones, about a couple of Zerglings, a couple of Marines, and one roach, and only one queen so far. We do see the Hellion is coming out for LiquidTLO. He's going to go into the base and take a peek at exactly what LaLush is going to be doing, and this Hellion is very quick, and we do see one Banshee on the way for LiquidTLO, as well as additional roaches for LaLush. These roaches don't really want to engage off of creep because they are rather slow, and slow moving units will not catch Hellions, as Hellions are one of the fastest units in the game. This Hellion microing back, taking a shot, microing back, taking a shot, microing back. Very, very annoying for the Zerg to deal with because your Zerg units will take a lot of damage. And now the refinery has recently gone up for LiquidTLO, and LiquidTLO is going to move out with a couple of Hellions, some Marines to try to pressure this roach army, and these two roaches are in danger. They do pick off one Hellion. A little bit mismanagement of LiquidTLO's forces there, but now I think LiquidTLO should be able to take down this one roach if he runs a little bit quicker, and there is one Banshee along with this attack. Additional Banshee being produced, as well as one additional queen. So he does have two queens at the moment, making his third queen, and these Banshees and the Marines are going to try to kill off this roach before it reaches back to its friends, and he will be able to kill off the roach. And this Banshee has to be careful, even though it does a lot of damage. It's very, very flimsy and it can only hit the ground. This queen hiding in the back waiting for his queen buddy to show up to try to fend off this attack. We do see that he's pushing in with the marine for LiquidTLO, and the Hellions are burning the roaches from this side. A couple of marines do die from the roaches as well as the queen, and the queen's actually able to force his banshee back a little bit more than he wants to, I believe. And he's going to try to come in here again with an additional Hellion, and he's going to try to burn away these queens. A third queen does come into the fight, and these three queens should be able to defend for LaLush. I think he can also transfuse if he wants to, and additional roach does get into the battle. And I think LiquidTLO decided that isn't working as well, so he's going to fall back and maybe grab that expansion. The expansion actually currently being held by LaLush with one roach on the side. Positioning of these overlords are great as they will allow him to see any incoming drops from the side. A lot of players do want to click on the edge of the map and then click into your base so that they can walk the longest way around possible with the air units and drop off in your base, and these two perfectly positioned overlord will be able to catch it. And we do see one banshee coming in with some Hellions on the side to harass. This one banshee will be able to be pushed away by those queens, but these Hellions are going to come in from the side. They're going to roast up some drones. One drone goes down, second drone goes down, one roach comes over, and he's going to be able to take down that roach, and this banshee is also getting in the midst of it. I think a little bit too close to those queens for comfort, and these Hellions will have to retreat, and the banshee, a little bit mismanagement. I think he was managing the Hellions at that time, and he does lose that one banshee. Additional Zerglings and roaches. Another drone goes down as Viking is coming out for LiquidTLO, as well as an additional starport. This Hellion does actually manage to run all the way into the base, being chased by one Zergling. He should really focus his efforts on the drones when he gets inside, but he does get taken down. And this one Hellion is going to go down to a surround, possibly. No, he actually escapes with his marine buddy there, I think. Yeah, he's actually escaping. There's one Banshee, one Viking, a couple of reactors being built on these starports at the moment, and we do see an upgrade for the Zerg roach that will enable it to move a little bit quicker, and we do see a couple of sprawl calls going up as he might be afraid of the cloak banshee, but I don't think he's actually researching the cloak. No, the cloak is not currently being researched, and we do see double refinery going up for LiquidTLO, and we see a banshee coming in from the side. The spore crawler is about to finish. You shouldn't really shoot the spore crawler, and he does run away with that banshee. A lot of harassment from LiquidTLO this game. Very, very good management of his resources and of his units. We do see 3 Vikings currently being produced by LiquidTLO. And let's take a look at both players' economy. At the moment, both players are about even, but Zerg has a slight advantage in gas in that the Terran just took his 2 gases, so he will have a little bit more gas to use. As we can see, there's quite a large amount of roaches on the floor for LaLush. There's one bunker with a couple of marines, but I don't know how well that's going to hold off this number of roaches. We do see missile attack number 1 being upgraded for the Zerg player LaLush, and we see a lot of air units being made by LiquidTLO, so he's not going to go ground this game. Maybe he senses that he's a little bit far behind in gas and decides not to go for a ground versus ground fight. We do see Ventril Sax upgrade for the Overlord. That is a very good upgrade for the Overlord. Ooh, this Marine is actually caught out of position as he's patrolling, and I think the roaches are thinking of pushing in. The Vikings are landing. These roaches are going to come in the back and snipe some SCVs maybe. Oh no, he's actually going for the SCVs. One SCV goes down, second one goes down, and this Banshee is pelting away at these roaches. At the same time, additional Banshees and Vikings are being produced. These roaches are doing a lot of damage, but they're not really taking out the important SCVs, which I think they should have been doing, because the Vikings can lift any time if they get low on HP, is what LiquidTLO just did there. A third base is going up for LaLush. There's a lot of overlords. I don't think he's anywhere close to his population cap, as he's 88 of 180, whereas the Terran player is 70 of 86. I think maybe he misclicked, or he clicked a lot of overlords very, very quickly, or maybe he's thinking about macroing up very, very soon. A couple of Vikings landing to take care of one Zergling, and that will cause these roaches to approach and almost sniping off a... Ooh, he does take off a Viking there, as the Queen does manage to help him shoot down that Viking. Ventrilo Shacks, I think, almost complete at the moment, and it just almost very, very close to complete. And additional Queen is currently being produced. LiquidTLO does land a couple of Vikings here, but the roaches are not quick enough to attack and engage these Vikings. I think it might be a blunder if LiquidTLO doesn't have any ground force, because he has one bunker here that can hold off a roach attack, but when this bunker falls along with the 4 Marines inside of it, what is he going to hold this with? Additional queens, I think he's thinking of massing a lot of armies for LaLush. LiquidTLO, not really quite sure what he's going for. A lot of air, but at the same time, ooh, that is too many SCVs on those mineral patches. He could probably move some of them over here, as this is not very saturated just yet. The Missile 1 upgrade has finished, and he's grabbing the Groove Spine upgrade for his Hydralisk. This will help him deal with those Vikings that are lifting out of the range of the roaches, as the roaches cannot hit air. Queen's injecting additional larvae into the hatchery, and now he's thinking of pushing. He's going to push with a couple of Hydralisks and a bunch of roaches with their +1 upgrade. These Vikings don't want to land, I think, because there are a lot of roaches on the floor. If we take a look at the income, there's a huge differential. Ooh, not a huge differential. There's actually a lot of mules making up for the difference, because LaLush has taken the gold expansion. A huge fleet of Vikings flying around for LiquidTLO, but he doesn't have that many upgrades. 0-0 upgrades, whereas the Zerg player is getting a lot of upgrades, getting additional metabolic boost for his Zerglings, and the ground armor 1 for his ground forces, and we... Ooh, okay, I thought he was going to start shooting the Overlord. And these Vikings are thinking of coming in, probably maybe landing on the edge here. No, he's going to pick off an Overlord, but the Overlords, there's simply too many Overlords. And he's going to come in with the Banshees, but this one Sprawl Caller does stay alive and does actually get 1 kill. And LiquidTLO, not too sure what he's doing right now. I think he's realizing he's a little bit behind and he really needs to grab an additional base. Maybe he's going to go for his own gold expansion as well. At the same time, the Zerg LaLush has grabbed an additional base. He's making more Hydralisks, exactly what he needs against his Viking army and Banshees. And these Vikings aren't actually landing, and we might see an encounter here. This is only roaches and a couple of Hydralisks versus a lot of air forces. And the Hellions actually forcing them back slightly. And now we see a huge engagement. A couple of those Hydralisks do go down. When the Hydralisks go down, the army for the roaches are not going to be able to hit any of the air, but the Vikings actually are landing, are going to engage. A scan goes off for the attack, so the missile attack will help the roaches as well as the Hydralisks. And we see a huge engagement here. These Vikings are going down very quickly to the focus fire of those roaches, and he's trying to micro it back, and the Hydralisks are actually hitting the air units at the moment, and LiquidTLO does GG. Very nice play by LaLush. This is game number 1. Hope to see you guys at game number 2. Remember, always GG your games, and if you don't want to say GG in your games, at least say GG your face.